Today I am going to be teaching you guys how to grind pelts because it's been a long awaited method that a lot of people wanted to see. As you can currently see, Finnegan is going to be elected soon, and his perk will give you 50% more pelts while also giving access to purchasing items from the trapper shop. So let me show you guys how to do this. You're going to want to go to the very first farming island, then teleport to the second farming island, teleport to the very back of the farming island where you're gonna see this little area which you can enter and find Trevor. Videos, I said if you guys like, comment, subscribe, you guys be able to support my nut addiction, which as you guys can see, guys made that happen. You guys also supported my chocolate addiction, but now let's just toss that out of the way. Subscribe, and you're supporting my Oreo addiction, which there's only a few cookies left. Search up Abby or Abby phone contacts and you're going to be able to find a bunch of Abby phones. Search the lowest price and purchase the cheapest Abby phone that you can personally get, which in this case would be this one. You're then going to want to talk to Trevor, and as you can see I already have his contacts, but in your case you're going to be able to obtain his contacts so you can talk to him at any time, at any moment on the island. By the way, pelts grinding can only be done whenever there's that very specific perk that Finnegan has, so you can only cash in your items whenever Finnegan is elected. As you can currently see, Pelts is currently making 168 million coins an hour, but that's because last time people were able to purchase these items using Pelts were a few months ago, meaning if you were to grind this method and cash in your pelts and hold on to those items for a little while, this method could potentially make upwards to 150 million to 200 million coins an hour as an early game player. But keep in mind it will take a decent bit of patience to actually cash them in at those rates. During Finnegan though, usually the rates are approximately 90 million coins an hour. I'm not completely sure what the rates are going to be because you're going to have to probably use my website to keep track of what the rates are during Finnegan. But essentially there's going to be an NPC right here where you're going to be able to talk to, and he'll give you the option between a few items. If you head on over to my website, these are the items that you'll be able to purchase from this NPC. So if I cash in this item, I'm making 110 million. If I cash in this one, it's 69 million. If I cash in Pelt Belt, it's 80 million. Keep testing these out until that you get the one that makes the most, which in this case would be the Pest Vest. The Pest Vest is the one that's currently making 170 million coins an hour. Of course, the item that's best for profit can always change, so feel free to use the website before cashing in to make sure that you're getting the most out of your buck. Now, before I show you guys how to actually grind these pelts, I am going to have to swap onto Forge, because currently Forge has way better mods for actually doing this method, and as a Badlion player, it's going to be way more efficient for me to swap on to Forge. So be right back. Alright, so I just hopped onto Forge. For this method, you're mainly going to be using Skyhanny. For most people that play on Forge, you guys already know what Skyhanny is. It's a very, very good mod and used by approximately a huge amount of the player base. Next thing you're going to want to do is own a Rezar Ebby phone case. You can get this at Elizabeth or by purchasing from the auction house. What this does is that whenever you click onto your Ebby phone and then you call Trevor, it's going to make the rings go a little bit quicker, so it makes it so you have less downtime. You're then going to want to choose yes. It's going to tell you the glowing mushroom cave, and for me it literally tells me the very location where I have to go. I then go to the glowing cave, and as you can see, it auto detects the animal on your screen without you having to actually see it yourself. You're then going to want to simply hit it and you're going to get pelts. Is this feature against the rules? I'm guessing not, because Skyhanny is very popular, and technically since you could have seen it yourself, it counts as a legit thing since it's not something that a human couldn't do. So anyways, just think of it as a quality of life feature, and by using this mod, all you have to do is whenever you enter this area, you can literally just teleport, and you shouldn't have to really worry about looking for it yourself. You're gonna want to rely on the mod to catch it for you. you, and then you simply kill it once the mod detects it. The reason being is because the eye of a human being will have a very hard time to find an animal while teleporting at this type of speed, especially if it's a specific animal just hiding above something. So let's test this out again. I call Trevor, I accept. Now I have to go to the Oasis. For the Oasis, you're going to want to fly around. This one might be tricky because the mod tends to have a hard time figuring it out in the Oasis area, so keep that in mind because of the very fact that this Oasis area is just full of sheep mobs and rabbit mobs. I'm gonna accept the request. And also Trevor has a cooldown, so if you're able to actually kill the next animal fast enough and you get this cooldown, it means you're doing good because it's basically telling you that you're going as fast as you can possibly get for pelts per hour. For the desert settlement, you can do /warp desert, and as you can see, I literally warped to the animal. So if you ever have this location, simply warp to the spawn area, which is /warp desert, and you'll be able to get to this area way more quicker. Same thing with the Oasis. If you're inside the caves, you can also just warp here and teleport to the Oasis, which is right behind me. Damn, I wanted to use this as an example for the Mushroom Gorge, but I just found it without I even trying. Let's ignore that I saw it. Whenever you get the Mushroom Gorge area, it's basically this whole entire structure, and it can be somewhat difficult to find the actual animal because it's a pretty big area. Use the top bolts, the Autolight, right click it, and you're going to be able to see a general area of where it's located. So as you can see, I'm able to see that it is within this type of area, which is right over here. And for some reason, some of these pets make you have some really weird effects. But yes, this item is usually used to get an in general idea of where the actual animal is, and I would only really use it whenever you're in the Mushroom Desert Gorge, because whenever you're in the Mushroom Gorge, there's an actual decent amount of like area that you can try to look for it, and it makes it way more easier to find it if you use this thing to narrow down where you have to search. So yeah, each time that you kill one of these animals, it gives you pelts, and the pelts are definitely different. They are different based on the type of animal you get. Some are rare, some are common. The more common ones will give you less, while the more rarer ones will give you more. During Finnegan, you're going to be getting 50% more pelts per hour. So if you really wanted to, you can even like grind them right now. Let's say that you're making 90 million coins an hour during Finnegan. Then if you were to do it without Finnegan and cash in during Finnegan, you are still making 60 million coins an hour early game if you were to cash in during Finnegan while not having the 50% extra buff. So for those people that want to start grinding this method right now and then cash in whenever Finnegan's out, then that might be a really good idea. Also, you might want to also purchase a pelt belt, because a pelt belt will also give you an extra 1 pelt per tracker quest. This will increase the amount of pelts you get per hour. Another good source of money is the Trapper crest. As you can see, there is a approximate of 3.5 million coins if you were to include taxes, and the fact that you can level up approximately 2.3 of these per hour, you're making approximately an extra 10 million coins per hour while leveling these up inside your accessory bag or inside your inventory. You can only level up one of these at a time though, so keep that in mind. You're also going to want to use one of these for yourself as well, because it also increases the odds of finding endangered and elusive mobs by 10%, which if you don't know what those are the mobs that give you the most pelts. Have fun grinding them pelts, and hopefully this helps you guys towards your goal of getting a Hyperion or furthering your financial journey. My name is Outro, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.